Hello. Tyler asks, what are my thoughts about this? Todd MacFarlane Page Punchers. I hadn't heard of these until just now, so you're getting like some raw stuff from me here. So what do I think about it? Well, this looks like these are in Walmart or some other big store, which is cool. And this has been tried before. You might remember those DC 100-page giants that I talked about incessantly for like a year. Those were hard to find in the store. You would have thought they'd been near the toys where the kids who would buy them are. Nope, they were up by the Pokemon cards, which is probably an okay place for them, except, man, that section of the store was always like ravaged because people would come in and be like, I'm going to buy the entire box of cards or whatever. So who knows what kids actually were looking up there because you could never find anything. Two, Allegiance Arts had their comics in Walmarts. Those, you look in the toy section, you look in the book section. I even looked up front where the Pokemon cards were, but no, that's not where they were. They were in the electronics section. These, the Page Punchers, are at least in the toy section. You can see these hanging up next to some Transformers stuff here, including an Optimus Prime that looks kind of big and chunky. I think mine from the 80s was way cooler. That was a long time ago, though, and I really dated myself. This is also not a new idea. Comics have been selling books like this for a long time. I know I got a Spawn toy somewhere that came with a comic book. I remember seeing X-Men toys, Wolverines, Spider-Mans, probably even some Batman toys that had comic books packaged with the toy, like going to KB Toy Store and stuff in the 90s. So this is kind of a revival of that idea. The figure, I'm looking at him. It's, what is that, a 2 or 3 inch, probably a 2-inch figure. He looks like he's articulated, maybe like the Kenner action figures for Star Wars, where they just have the shoulder and hip joints and there's no elbows or knees. So, kind of not that great. But also, you're looking at what is, for today, a pretty low price point at $10 for a toy and a comic book. Where I kind of break down with what's going on here is with the comics they chose. Superman? Rebirth #1, that's a good, hopeful book. I don't exactly remember Rebirth #1, but I know Rebirth #1 had like a happy, kind of vibrant mood in comparison to the New 52 stuff that had just preceded it. Look what they're packaging with Flash. Frickin' Flashpoint. You're gonna give Flashpoint to like a 10-year-old? Come on, bro. Flashpoint is a convoluted, depressing mess, and it requires knowing a lot about a lot of characters to even start comprehending what's going on. And you're just giving them issue #1 to boot? What a mess. What a mess. And this, I'm pretty sure that's Batman Hush. I see Jim Lee's name right there, and that looks like the cover of the first issue of Hush. And you're going to give Hush on its own to, like a 10-year-old who's getting a toy? I don't know if that's a good choice either, because Hush is a really depressing story. I liked it in that when they were doing those 100-page giants, because you got like a collection of other stories in addition to like the Hush they were reprinting for the first 12 issues or whatever. But as a standalone, just Hush #1 with a toy? That's weird, dude. And I'm not familiar with Black Adam, so I don't know what book that is, like down there. So these seem like some weird choices for toy or for books to go with the toys. Because you got to remember, either if these are aimed at collectors, that's probably okay. But you got to remember, like if a parent is coming in here and they're shopping for their kid, they want to get their kid something that's like kid appropriate. Some Batman reprint from the 80s, like a Batman Adventures #1 or something. Think about that. Wouldn't have that been dope? They could even like package in the make it the Batman, whichever one is the first appearance of Harley Quinn in print or something. Like put that in there. Kids are gonna love that. Kids are gonna love that. I'm not familiar enough with Flash's storylines to know what a good one to pick is to put in there. But there's got to be something better than Flashpoint to represent the Flash. There just has to be. So those are my thoughts on this. And you all take care of yourselves. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. And bye-bye. I don't know why I said that, because I'm going to probably just try to upload this on Twitter and see if they'll take it, even though it's like 4 minutes long. So, who knows? Bye.